Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa and I'm the owner of seasonandserveblog.com. We are beginning my Lunar New Year series here on my channel, and I will be showing you lots of delicious recipes to celebrate the Year of the Tiger in 2022. In today's video, I'll be showing you how I make my recipe for vegetable spring rolls. Spring rolls are always a staple on Lunar New Year because they symbolize wealth and prosperity. Once the spring rolls are wrapped and fried, they become a nice gold color and look like small gold bars or gold bouillon. So make sure you eat as many spring rolls as you can on Lunar New Year's to bring all of that wealth and prosperity to you. So if you want to learn how to make my vegetable spring rolls, just keep on watching. We'll begin by preparing our vegetable filling, and I'm going to start with the Napa cabbage, and I'm just going to remove the core of the leaves. The core is a little bit watery and I don't want to get the filling all watered down, so I'm just going to use my knife and cut each of those out from each of the leaves. Then I'm simply just going to group the cabbage leaves together and then chop them up really finely. And next up we'll prepare our carrot. So I'm using a jumbo carrot and I'm just going to peel it to remove all of the skin. Next we're going to julienne our carrot, but to make things easier I'm using this nifty little device from OXO, and you use it just like a vegetable peeler, but as you grate down it actually cuts the carrot into julienne pieces, and this is so much easier than chopping it with a knife. So you can get this at any cooking store these days. This makes julienning carrots and even cucumbers super easy. Now once that's all done, you're going to notice that the julienne strips are fairly long, so I'm just going to chop these in half and I'll set them aside on a plate. Next up I'll prepare my scallions, and I'm just going to remove the ends of the scallions, and then to make the pieces a little bit finer I'm just going to cut these in half lengthwise and then chop them up super finely. I'll set these aside on a plate as well. And of course we're going to add garlic to this recipe, so I have 4 cloves of garlic and I'm just going to chop these up super finely and then set them aside on a plate. And now for my favorite ingredient in these vegetable spring rolls, some wood ear mushrooms. As you can see, the mushrooms actually look like ears when they're rehydrated, and all I'm going to do is just chop them up into fine pieces. You can find wood ear mushrooms in Asian grocery stores and they will be dried, so all you have to do is just rehydrate them in some warm water and they'll plump up and then they'll be ready for use. So those are all the vegetables that'll be going into our vegetable spring rolls, but we also have to cook our rice noodles as well for the filling, so let's do that next. To cook your rice noodles or vermicelli, it is super easy. All you do is add them to a pot of boiling water and cook them for about 3 to 5 minutes depending on the directions on the package. Once the noodles are cooked, we're going to drain them through a colander over the sink, and then we're going to rinse them with cool water to stop the cooking process. Since the vermicelli noodles are very long, we are also going to cut them up, so I'm just cutting this into 4 sections, and this will make rolling the spring rolls a little bit easier. Next up, we're going to make the sauce that'll season our vegetables and our noodles. So I'm adding a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, along with 2 tablespoons of Shaoxing wine, a tablespoon of oyster sauce. If you really want to make this vegetarian, you can also find a vegetarian oyster sauce, and also a tablespoon of sesame oil. I also forgot to add my hoisin sauce to this on camera, so make sure you add a 1/4 cup and then mix everything together to combine. Then once your sauce is made, we are ready to cook the vegetable filling. We're going to heat a large frying pan over medium-high heat, and I'm going to add in about a tablespoon of avocado oil. Once that's hot, I'm going to toss in my carrots as well as my cabbage and let those cook until the cabbage is nice and wilted. This only takes about 1 to 2 minutes. Next up, we're going to add in our chopped up wood ear mushrooms, and then we're going to mix that in to combine. We're going to cook this only for about a minute, and then we'll add in our garlic and our scallions. With the garlic and scallions, we just want to get the nice fragrance out of them, so we are also going to cook this for just a quick minute. Once all of the vegetables are softened, we'll add in our rice noodles, and we're just going to toss this in to combine it fully with the vegetables before we add our sauce. Once we add the sauce, we'll mix it up one more time and let all the noodles and vegetables absorb it before removing it from the heat to cool completely. Now for the fun part, we're going to roll our spring rolls. So I have the cooked vegetable and noodle filling here, along with a slurry of cornstarch and water. This will help seal the spring roll wrappers. And I also have, of course, the spring roll wrappers. Make sure when you buy these, they actually say spring roll wrappers and not dumpling wrappers, because those are two different things. So to roll the spring rolls, I'm just going to take one of the spring roll wrappers out of the package, and then I'm going to add about a quarter cup of the noodle and vegetable filling. And I'll add the filling on the lower third of the spring roll wrapper just to make rolling a little bit easier. Once that's done, I'm going to brush the edges with the cornstarch mixture and then tightly roll up the spring roll, making sure you get it super tight and there's no air. In order to seal it, I'm just going to brush the very end part with a little bit more cornstarch slurry and then roll the spring roll up on itself to fully seal it. So give it a gentle press and set it aside on a parchment lined baking sheet, and then just continue the process for the rest of the spring rolls. And once you've wrapped all your spring rolls, they should look pretty much the same, really tightly wrapped and approximately the same length. And now that we have the spring rolls all wrapped, we're going to go ahead and start frying them. Now, spring rolls are always best deep fried, so we are going to deep fry them at home, and we're just going to add about 2 liters of vegetable oil to a very large stock pot, and then we will bring the temperature up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I like to measure this on a thermometer, but I also like to test the oil with a little wooden chopstick. When you insert the chopstick and it bubbles like this, that means the oil is perfectly hot and it's ready for frying. Next, you want to carefully add your spring rolls into your hot oil. Here I'm just using my hands to do this, but if you want to be a little bit extra safe, definitely use a pair of metal tongs to do this. Be sure to only add about 4 to 5 spring rolls to the pot at a time, as this will help keep the oil temperature super high and you will end up with really nice crispy spring rolls instead of oily spring rolls, which are not good. After just a few minutes, the spring rolls will turn a light golden color like this, and then you can go ahead and flip them so that they get evenly browned on both sides. Once they've reached a beautiful golden brown color just like this, carefully use your tongs to remove the spring rolls from the pot, and then drain the spring rolls on some paper towel to remove any excess oil. And simply just repeat this process, working in batches until all of your spring rolls are fried. While your spring rolls are still warm, add them to a beautiful platter along with some plum sauce or a delicious sweet chili sauce. And that is how you make my delicious vegetable spring rolls. Be sure to make a really big batch of these for Lunar New Year this year to bring all of that wealth and prosperity to you, your friends, and your family. And that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button down below, as well as the red subscribe button for more delicious Lunar New Year recipes just like this one. Be sure to follow me on Instagram to see how I'm preparing for Lunar New Year this year, as well as my food blog for lots of delicious Lunar New Year recipes. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.